Howdy, folks. Shut up. This is Emily. This is my friend Emily.
Not the girlfriend.
She has her own she has her like 2 YouTube channels, I think.
Yep.
We just got out of Snow White and the Huntsman.
Yes.
I don't think I've ever. It's weird. I don't think I've ever been blinded by the sun when I think this is like the worst I've ever walked out of a movie theater and been blinded by the sun. It was
blinded
awful.
by the lights. Yeah, well.
Revved up like a deuce.
That's why you have me and the sunglasses. That's why you had me with sunglasses.
Yeah.
I was smart.
What did I just watch?
You just watched Snow White and the Huntsman, silly.
Thank you, Captain Obvious. Speaking of Captain Obvious, there's Captain America, and Chris Hemsworth was in this movie. That's just... I don't know how I could talk about this one. Because, like, at least, you know, what was it, Battleship had... I'm trying to find a good angle on this. This sucks.
It's okay.
I was trying to walk. I was watching Battleship, and I was able to get like some sort of enjoyment out of that because of how schlocky it was. It was basically trying to be a crappy Michael Bay film. It failed, but it's like there were some nice moments, like the scene where there's some nice moments in Battleship, like where they prep the USS Missouri for battle. It's the montage set to Thunderstruck by AC/DC. Here, it's... I don't know how to describe this fucking movie. Cause
it's a badass...
What did you think?
It's... How would I describe this film? Well, I don't want to say badass, because there wasn't a lot of fighting scenes.
Ugh.
It's not like Sucker Punch, so...
Yeah, we're like one of the only 2 people on alive that actually really like Sucker Punch.
Sucker Punch was awesome though. It was kick-ass. I mean, dude, they were fighting what, zombie Nazis?
Steampunk. It was
steampunk Nazis.
It was steampunk World War I Germans, actually.
Was it? Everybody was saying Nazis for whatever strange reason.
Back to the freaking Snow White, the one with Thor and Bella Swan.
But not really. But not really as them. If Thor and Bella Swan were ever put in the same movie,
ah, man. I guess, let's see, the movie starts off with Chris Hemsworth narrating the prologue, like about the life of Snow White, and there's some sort of theme with 3 drops of blood for some reason, and so...
I'm trying to remember what that was. It was thinking... Because it was part of the spell that, Ravenna,
yeah.
Where, like, her mother placed a spell on her daughter that her beauty would be her only protection, her only...
Beauty is only skin deep.
Yeah.
So there's the big, long introduction about, like, the history of, like, Snow White being born, then the king, like the queen dying, then the king finding a prisoner and it's Charlize Theron. He gets married to her, and she becomes the new queen, and then Charlize Theron, like, while they're about to basically have Charlize Theron and the king are about to have sex, it's like then she gives a whole speech about like how men use women and all that crap, and then she stabs him right in the heart.
Well, she gets on top of him, then stabs him in the heart.
It was the sexiest murder ever.
Yeah, see, he liked that. He enjoyed that. I'm not gonna tell your girlfriend. She'll find out when she watches this.
Charlize Theron is the best thing in this movie. Because of how creepy she is and how charismatic she is. Yeah. No one else in this movie has that much of a personality.
Well, the Huntsman is a drunk, but...
just... then so the Queen takes over.
Queen's all like, hostile takeover time, wee!
Then puts Snow White in prison for a shit ton of years until
Probably about 10.
until she grows up to be Bella Swan, and then the amount of Twilight jokes I was making through this movie.
Yeah, he had fun with that. He did.
I couldn't. God, I'm trying to remember this, but like my brain is shot because it's such a fucking long movie.
It was like 2 hours and maybe 15 minutes. Yeah, if I had to guess.
I'm fine with long movies as long as they don't feel long, or they keep me interested. I mean, Avengers was 2 hours. That was fine.
Well, yeah, but that's because they were able to grab you and bring you in.
This wasn't able to do that for me. Watchmen was 2 hours and 45 freaking minutes, and
Lord of the Rings was longer.
Fuck Lord of the Rings. I only watched Fellowship and I stopped caring.
Try the extended of all three. The extended version all day of all three movies, just going like, hey.
Oh, beautiful.
But then there's the times where you want to skip Frodo and Sam's parts and just stay to everybody else, because it's like, yeah. Frodo and Sam. I don't really want to listen to them today. Let's try everybody else.
Oh, God. I can't think. Okay, so in this, even though it's called Snow White and the Huntsman, the prince character is still in it, William.
And they actually have a history. It's not like it's animated where it's like, met one day, she runs off and then he comes along and he's like, do. Oh, maiden I recognize. I'm gonna kiss her. Mwah.
William is I think is the Victoria's childhood friend. There's some sort of weird love triangle in this one with the Huntsman and William. It's really with the Huntsman, William, and
I wouldn't really think
Snow White.
Of it as a love triangle. Maybe it's a one-sided thing.
Fucking weird. It was weird.
It's not two-sided, that's for sure.
There was I keep blanking when I'm trying to describe the rest of the movie, so
She escapes,
and then
through the sewer system.
She escapes through the sewer systems, and like, and then it's like when she gets to the part where the sewer duct dumps out into the ocean because the kingdom is surrounded by water. So it's like, and then she's about to jump.
By the sea.
She's about to jump off into the sea, and I was like, she's having new moon flashbacks.
No, she's not trying to commit suicide this time. She's just trying to escape a crazy bitch. Which?
Yeah, both. Whatever.
Both.
Crazy hot one though.
Not telling girlfriend.
I don't know if she would care though.
Probably not.
Anyway, and then it's like she washes up on shore, and then finds a horse, a white horse,
just random.
Yeah. One, I couldn't think of a My Little Pony joke to do with that one. Two, I've seen worse Deus Ex Machina. Energy bending.
Yeah, and then they sort of use it in the later series, but
yeah,
sort of.
We're getting off topic again.
I know.
So then she runs off into the dark forest, which was fucking crazy.
It was scarier than the animated version, that's for sure. See, that was just like eyes and her going like, ah! It's like, oh.
Yeah, but this is not a children's movie.
That's true.
Now that movie was more emotionally driven than character driven.
Indeed.
This was just not character driven at all because I didn't give a flying fuck about any of the characters except for the Queen. At the beginning of the movie, I was just sitting going, okay, dude, seriously, just go and get her, and then I actually wanted the movie to actually. I wanted for some reason I was like thinking, okay, just go in and grab Charlize Theron. I don't care. Just get the girl for her and let Charlize Theron take her over, and then she'll become immortal. And now I'm thinking in retrospective, why am I thinking this? It's like I don't,
because
it's like
you can.
Yeah,
it's a free country like that. Not really, but
I don't. It's like I didn't give enough of a fuck about any of the characters to really care about what I didn't care about Bella Swan becoming the new the being the chosen one to lead the rebellion to become the new queen. It's just stuff in this movie happens, but it doesn't mean anything, at least not to me.
Then, of course, there's the Queen's brother, which I'm pretty sure is her twin brother. If not, they are connected magically.
Yes.
But I'm pretty sure they're twins, because twins can sometimes feel each other's pain.
Yeah.
And she was feeling his pain.
Yeah.
She was like, oh.
Yeah, the queen has a
a perverted brother.
I was thinking that, like, when she tells her brother Finn to
Finland? No. God, I hope not. That would be bad. It's like, you are way too blonde.
Finland! So she tells her brother to grab Snow White, and then like the mirror says some bullshit about like how Snow White's innocence and purity will be able to, is basically what the advantage she has over the Queen's beauty.
Well, that's because she's been trapped in a dungeon for maybe 10 years or so.
Yeah, but after we then see like the brother essentially caressing her, so it makes me wonder if like, yeah, pure my ass. I get because I sort of get the maybe there was like some undertones, or to me it seemed like the brother was kind of, I don't know, maybe it's like I want to spell this out, but it's like I get the feeling that the brother was kind of taking advantage of Snow White for the years. For some reason I think that, but that's probably because he's just perverted.
Yep.
I don't know.
He's a perverted freak.
I don't know if that was actually intended, but that's what I got out of it.
I mean, technically she said like 20 lifetimes, and he's also been there for 20 lifetimes, so obviously maybe 200 years old and
20 lifetimes. Oh,
possibly. Okay. I might be off on that math.
Oh, probably a lot.
Probably.
Because 200 years, that's just 8 generations.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
God, she's making everybody fucking miserable.
Then, and then like, she gets into the I remember like she takes the white horse into the swamps of sadness. It's like from Neverending Story, like, and then like the white horse gets into like a little puddle of mud, and because the horses don't want to go into the dark forest.
It's kind of like with Quest for Camelot, like the horse didn't want to go into the Enchanted Forest. What did they call that forest?
I think it was the Enchanted Forest.
Yeah, probably.
And I was just thinking to myself, Artax! Oh god.
You.
And so she's lost in the dark forest, and Charlize Theron seeks the help of drunkard the Huntsman, Thor,
who's also a widow.
Chris Hemsworth, a widower.
Yeah.
Chris Hemsworth, he sends a group in to retrieve her. Then it becomes clear that basically the Queen would have portrayed the Huntsman too. So they run off away from the other people. They run off and
they get to a village of like women who have scars across their faces.
Yeah, that was actually kind of interesting because like the Queen feeds and festers off of women's beauty, so they scar them. So they scar their faces. So
that way she can't really touch them.
Yeah, so that makes
it works out in the end for that.
Yeah,
it's a pretty good idea actually. Just okay, she can't touch me.
Done. And then at some point, Prince William finds out that the childhood friend, Prince William finds out that Snow White is still alive.
Oh, it's from the blind old man.
Yeah.
Or maybe he's half blind. It looked like he was half blind.
Or whatever. So they go, and so they, so he joins like the group going into the Charlize Theron's brothers group to go in and get her as their bowman, and he basically dresses like the Green Arrow to do it.
Which is I think that was a pretty interesting idea to go with. Just like, oh, hey, join you.
for him to sneak in like that, it's like, okay, I'll give you that one.
Yeah, stealth, right on.
Then and then the village gets pillaged, and then they
get the hell out.
They get the hell out of Dodge. So, and then the Huntsman and Snow White run into
8 dwarves.
8, I think was it 8 dwarves?
Yeah, probably 8.
Because one of them dies, and then at the end when Snow White is crowned, you see 7 of them, and I'm just going, what?
Yeah.
One of them is Bob Hoskins, and he's the blind one.
He's like the all-seeing, but not really.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because he played Odin in The Son of the Mask. That was a shitty-ass movie.
Funny.
He has like that one all-seeing eye. Oh, God.
That eye is so... it's the eye I'm thinking of.
It's cheap. And then, well, it's Odin, of course. But, God, this is a fucking long movie.
It was.
Okay, so then they meet up with the dwarves, and the dwarves fight them.
Well, they end up in that sanctuary place.
The sanctuary place, that was a really cool scene, actually, the sanctuary place.
And Snow White got to dance with the one dwarf that would later die, which is kind of sad.
So at least they added in the dancing scene from the Disney movie.
Yeah. Gotta put some kind of happy stuff in there, because this was a really dark film. It can't get any more dark than that. Well, actually, it could.
Probably.
It probably could.
If they made all the sexual things that I was stating explicit, then that would be fucking crazy. There's gonna be like some sort of knockoff porno I'm not gonna be watching, but whatever.
Shield his eyes.
Shield my virgin eyes. Anyway.
Please.
And then they meet like the spirit of the forest, which is like this white stag with big ass antlers.
Well, yeah, I'm telling you, he's pretty much like the voice of the forest from Princess Mononoke, which he hasn't seen yet. I'm going to show you that.
Swell.
And I told you, no cutting off his head.
Yay.
Shit happens if that happens.
Then they get attacked by the group hunting them, and then William and Snow White meet again for the first time in forever, and then
again, basically.
And so they defeat the group. One of the dwarves die, and then William joins their party.
You have joined the party.
Beep. And then
let's go raid.
No.
Raid some dungeons.
And meanwhile, like, we get some backstory on Charlize Theron's character. Anything with Charlize Theron was really good in this movie. It was really engaging, and the rest of the time I was like so bored because I didn't give a crap about any of the characters except for the Queen, and I'm like,
Well, it's not like the Queen and from like Once Upon a Time, and I'm sure people know about Once Upon a Time.
I hope so.
She basically, her backstory from the Queen of Once Upon a Time is she was raised by her mother and father. Her mother was a witch, and so in turn she was a witch as well, because, you know, DNA passed on. And she fell in love with the stable boy. Now, Snow White, little Snow White came as, like, on a horse, and she was trying to stop the horse, but the Queen had to stop the horse for her, and Snow White's like, I like you! And the Queen's like, I like you too! And Snow White's father comes along and is like, hey, you saved my daughter! I want to marry you! Like kind of like in this, but except it's, you didn't save my daughter, I found you, you're pretty, I like you, I'm gonna marry you. But, and then, the Queen's mother learns that she fell in love with the stable boy from Snow White, because Snow White found them together. And they were the Queen and the stable boy were gonna run away together. But then the mother came along and is like, and then she got the stable boy's heart and killed him. And then she's like, you've got to be kidding me, Mom! And then she's like, she learns from later that Snow White told the mom, but Snow White didn't mean to and everything, so that's kind of why her grudge is going on in that series. This grudge, it's more of, oh, I'm just going to eat your heart so that way I can be immortal and beautiful forever. Way to go, me.
My name is Snow White. You killed my father. Prepare to die. I'm trying to remember all the stuff I was riffing on, like all the stuff I was talking about and making jokes about. Oh, the scene where the Chekhov skill scene where Chris Hemsworth tells Bella Swan how to basically kill someone, like block like that and then stab them through the heart. I'm just going, pretend it's a steak, a wooden steak, and you're killing vampires. That was me throughout this whole freaking movie. I was just making crappy-ass jokes about this stuff. And
I think if maybe Twilight had never existed, I don't think you'd be making those cracks. Probably not.
Well, actually, what's really weird is that, I think the Prince William character, I don't know if it's probably not the same actor, but he looked like the actor who played Chris McCandless in Into the Wild.
I'd have to look. And then he made that reference. She learned survival skills from her boyfriend, Christopher. Chris
McCandless. You look up who Chris McCandless. That's actually a pretty dark joke because Chris McCandless died.
Yeah, he died
into the Wild. In the movie Into the Wild, it's like about the journey of Chris McCandless, and like his journeys throughout the U.S. and then his trip to Alaska, which failed miserably. And at one point he meets up with a group in like California, and like this teenage girl played by Kristen Stewart. So
of all people,
it's like. And so it's like you watch Twilight. It's like, hey, not the first time she fell in love with someone way older than her.
Yeah, except in the Messengers. She was in the Messengers.
Fucking Messengers.
I don't think the guy was that much older than her.
Okay.
I think he might have been maybe a year or two older, but I don't think he was that old.
I was thinking of Into the Wilds.
Yes, I know you were. But I'm trying to give an example of a movie where she's not falling for a guy who's way older than her.
Then anyway, so let's see. They go. Let's see. Charlize Theron then makes Snow White drink the poison apple. Eat the poison apple.
I was going to say.
Shut up. Drink the poison apple juice.
No, that was an enchanted. That was a martini, technically, that she almost drank. And then she bit into the apple and she's like, blip.
The only person missing in this movie is Carrie Elways. Rodents of unusual size? No, let's see. Okay, so Charlize Theron poses as Prince William to make Snow White eat the poison apple,
and she also kisses her. And I'm just like pointing out later, Jake, she kissed her.
She kissed her when she was still.
I know.
Dressed as Prince William.
She just still kissed a girl. Her first kiss as a girl.
Okay, watch Ghost sometime.
I know.
With Patrick Swayze. Because, like, basically, Patrick Swayze's ghost channels through the body of Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh, is that the fortune teller lady?
I haven't seen Ghost, but
neither have I.
But just a guess. I know what you're talking. At least I've at the very least saw it on TV. Okay, then they bring like the Snow White to the Duke, like the
Duke's castle,
Prince William's dad's kingdom.
Whee!
So like originally it was like so that she can rise up and create the rebellion, and good God, it's hot in here.
Yes,
and like when she dies the first time, I wouldn't say died, but more went into a coma. It's like the prince kisses her and nothing happens, but then like Chris Hemsworth gives like a little spiel about his dead wife and how it's like this is where the implication where it's like Chris Hemsworth may be falling in love with Snow White, but and then Chris Hemsworth kisses her, and he walks away, and then she's awake. Then she wakes up and he's going, really? Really?
Let's see, who would I rather kiss?
Thor, yeah.
Yeah. Just cause.
And then, like, she wakes up and then gives the rousing "Tonight we dine in hell" speech.
I'm going to make that ember become a fire! Ha ha ha! Something like that.
Something or other. Death favors no one.
I like that. I might quote that.
Death has favored you. Death favors no one except Jesus.
No, she didn't say that. He just added that.
I'll never understand Catholics.
Am I Catholic or Protestant?
God, I don't know.
Anyways.
And that's basically it. You know, she gets the army to show up. They beat down the door. They beat down the doors, and they basically defeat the evil queen by using the Chekhov scope by stabbing her. And then she wins, and then she's crowned, and then it
kind of just like
then it peters out.
Then it shuts door. And then you're done. Then it's the credits where it's actually kind of interesting looking.
Yeah.
Credits were interesting.
This movie was just... The characters didn't really have much character or personality to them. There was nothing to them except for their designated character roles, like, I'm the childhood friend boyfriend because I'm here and stuff. I'm the Huntsman because without me you probably wouldn't be going to see a movie with Bella Swan in it. And then
the thing though is, it's better than his original character where he was going to kill Snow White, but then he takes pity on her and is like, I'll just go kill a pig or something.
Yeah, it was a
boar. Yeah. It was the heart of a boar. Brought it back to the queen. Queen's like, shut. Finds out later, what the fuck is this? But then they don't even show what happens to that huntsman. I guess he just vanishes.
What's funny about this is that in the original story, in the original German story, Snow White actually gets visited by the witch 3 times.
You think after the second time she'd learn at least?
She's a fucking dunce. So it's like the first time it was like some sort of bonnet in her hair that somehow kills her. But it's like then the dwarves come out and they untie it and she's fine. And then she ties something around her waist. Then it strangles her and then she almost dies. But then the dwarves come back and untie it or some crap like that.
Yeah, one would assume and then they leave a dwarf behind.
And then the apple comes into play, and the apple doesn't actually kill. What happens is she's choking on the apple. Like it's stuck in her throat, and so the prince comes in, kisses her, and then it gets unlogged. So basically,
which makes no sense.
So basically, like if they gave her the Heimlich, she'd be fine.
Honestly.
Now that was what was going through my mind when the apple shows up here. It's like, dude, just give her CPR. She'll be fine.
No, apparently not.
So, this is a really
trippy movie.
It's trippy, but it's very bland too. It's like they don't care. It's like another.
Maybe it's more focused on the plot and the effects, really, than the characters.
So you kind of have to give a shit about the characters in order to give a shit about the plot.
We all gave a shit when Tony Stark was falling, and we're like,
because we cared about Tony, because he was actually given a personality that we liked, that we latched onto. He was a 3-dimensional character.
And he's just hilarious.
That's why we cared about Tony. I don't give a flying fuck about the Huntsman. And he's the.
I liked him as Thor.
The Huntsman and the Queen are the only 2 relatable characters in this movie, to a certain extent. And it's like all these characters are given stuff to do, but I don't really care about any of them.
Probably because there's not enough character development.
Exactly. This movie was just so long, and it was long and tedious. It was just sort of going, okay, it was emotionally draining. It's not like one of the Transformers movies where it's actually, at least there I'm getting mentally tortured, which is actually still sort of entertaining.
You should have seen him after Transformers 3.
Fuck me.
He was screaming.
I'm always screaming.
You're not always screaming. There's times when you're fine. There are times where you are just fine. You are serene. You are calm. It's just most of the time we're not around to see it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's hot.
Yeah, I think we've basically give the basic idea here. So Snow White and the Huntsman, I don't care for it. The damn bugs. Ew.
Well, we live in this town. What do we expect?
Freaking desert area. Anyway, so Snow White is a very boring, bland movie. Even Charlize Theron's scenes are few and far between. You can't really... I can't really say, like, I can't say go see it for Charlize Theron, because she's only really in it most of the time in the beginning half, and then it just kind of drops off, and it's like...
She's there, and then she's there, she's not there.
It's so boring. I think we're good.
Yeah.
Sign off.
Bye.
Bye.